This video is sponsored by Genshin Impact.
Oh, fucking Jesus. Oh, I need some G Fuel. Oh shit, my Genshin dailies. What time is it? Oh, it's 4 p.m. Oh, I didn't sleep in. Phew. Let's get these commissions done, hell yeah. I may as well multitask, let's check Twitter. What's this? Oh, fuck. TikTok posted again, that fucking asshole. What did he say? Nahida, people who like Nahida are no, she's thousands of years old. It's not fucking creepy. Oh, I better reply. Jesus Christ. Japan has raised the age of consent. What the fuck? That's total bullshit. Come on, dude. Oh well. Probably wasn't gonna move there anyway. China makes the better gacha games. Well, watch this video. A Brief History of Gacha Games by John206. Oh, I haven't heard of him. I may as well check it out. I need to go grab some pizza rolls and eat breakfast. Alright, let's watch this video.
Hello and welcome to a brief history of the gacha game genre. I'm going to be covering the history of this video game genre from its roots hundreds of years ago all the way to the present day. To begin, we must travel back in time to 1894 San Francisco. Not only did America invent autism, but they also invented the very first slot machine, known as the Liberty Bell, which would be adopted across the country in casinos, which were still purely card game based at the time. This machine would quickly grow in popularity in the States, eventually making its way to other countries and regions of the world, most importantly for gacha, the East. It was around this time in the East where the very first gacha games went into early development as a way to digitize gambling. As you can see in this image from 1898, here is a Hoyoverse employee working on an early version of Eula's design from Genshin. Of course, at the time, the most popular games were all traditional RPGs, which were exploding across China and Japan. I actually managed to dig up an image of the 10th emperor of China's Qing dynasty, Zhaitian, holding his beloved plushie of Aerith from Final Fantasy VII. At the time, he had only played a demo of the first disc and was unaware of Aerith's fate. Fast forwarding a bit to 1945, the very first neckbeard is photographed, a man named Jeffrey Clive. According to his family, following the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Jeffrey wept, not due to the horrors of the events, but because Blue Archive was delayed as a consequence. Following the bombings, in 1953, J. Robert Oppenheimer would hold a press conference discussing his worries regarding the future of video games after seeing a preview of the upcoming Monster Hunter, which featured a mechanic not dissimilar from modern-day gacha rolling. However, instead of lollies and a hot woman, you were rolling for big strong men with big swords. It's interesting seeing the paradigm shift in character interest over the years. Oppenheimer would later be exposed investing in early versions of Arknights and was later called out for his hypocrisy. Perhaps the biggest paving stone on the path to modern-day gacha will be placed in 1991, when the first real gacha game was released after being in development hell for about a century, Tetris. Now, as you all probably know, Tetris is a game where the goal is to fit these little colored blocks together to get points. And to get more points, you need to randomly roll for a block using Tetris bucks. This was actually a major innovation at the time, being the very first microtransaction-based digital currency. Now obviously it wasn't the very first case of microtransactions in gaming. We'd be seeing that ever since you could pay to revive Mario in Super Mario Bros. Back on the NES. However, it was the very first real digital currency, which was a very big deal back in the day. Developers saw how well Tetris sold, and obviously all wanted to cash in on the digital currency trend. which is what led to things like the Bandicoot Bank on PlayStation, or Valve's investment deal Half-Life Halves. You should all be familiar with those. The microtransaction war would go on for about another 10 years or so, with devs constantly coming out with fresh ideas and schemes to monetize their games. Of course, everybody loved it, besides from a few outspoken critics, but for the most part, everything was going well. However, gacha games themselves had taken a bit of a backseat during this period, most devs opting for more overt ways of monetizing their products, because that's just what consumers wanted. Not to say there weren't any gacha games released at all during this time. There's actually some hidden gems if you ask me. Lolly Hunter Sim, $1,000 Spinner, P-File X, just to name a few, but there weren't really many. It really wasn't until Hoyoverse released the long-awaited Genshin Impact in 2020 that gachas really burst into the mainstream. It brought players from all walks of the prison yard into the gacha game fold, gripped by the incredible character design and interesting story. Genshin's success would help Hoyoverse fund other projects such as Honkai Star Rail and the upcoming Zenless Zone Zero. Honkai has been a huge success so far, and Zen Zero is shaping up to be another awesome entry in the Hoyoverse lineup. Now, there has been a lot of drama online regarding some of these. Oh great, my pizza rolls are ready. This video is sponsored by Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact is an open-world RPG with gacha mechanics, played by millions all over the globe. In the game, you start off playing as a guy called Link, who is tasked by Princess Zelda to take down the four divine beasts to save the kingdom of Hyrule from Calamity Ganon. Along the way, you're able to freely explore the land, taking down shrines, doing quests for the locals, and collecting the 1,000 Korok seeds. Personally, I love to run around in my little revealing outfit enjoying the view of my little twink. I love running around killing monsters with the awesome Master Sword. If you want a free 5-star character, then go to the link in the description and use code KEN for a free 5-star character. Thank you Genshin Impact for sponsoring this video. As you sit down with your pizza rolls, ready to finish the video, you get a notification from Twitter. Someone called you a pedo. Again. You ball your fists in rage. What don't they understand? It's art. She's literally thousands of years old. And maybe your art will stop real pedos from going and doing something terrible. People just don't get it. As you sit seething in your chair, more notifications pop up. Popular creators are quote tweeting you, using you as an example. Their fans flooding your replies. You sit in stunned silence for several minutes, teeming with rage. You refresh the page. Your account has been terminated. That was the final straw. With a primal scream, you punch your monitor with all your might. Your pathetic hand bounces off the screen, merely denting it. Falling to the ground, you begin to weep. If only I lived in Japan, they would understand, I'm sure they would. All these Americans, they don't get it. They don't get me. You crawl over to your dropped phone. The screen is cracked, but Genshin is still open. You smile weakly. As long as you have your gacha games, maybe everything will be okay. Crawling up into a ball, you slowly drift off to sleep. You could just make a new Twitter account tomorrow. Anyway.